My final takeaway, TJ, from weekend number 1 is that as much as De'Aaron Fox wanted me not to say this, and as much as I feel like he's an enemy of college basketball, a thing that I love more than most things in this world, I can't deny that the Sacramento Kings are America's team. I think the Sacramento Kings are very clearly America's team. I think even the part of me that, as a college basketball fan, that says, "Oh, hang on a second, De'Aaron Fox, are you an enemy of the game? Are you? Is this a war on college basketball that you're declaring?" I can't help but notice that every single guy on the roster for the Kings played in college, and every single guy in the rotation that every single guy that saw the floor in Game 1 against the Warriors played in the NCAA tournament, except for Alex Len, who played at Maryland for 2 years and they never made the tournament. But every other guy not only played in college, they played at like relevant programs. They played in the NCAA tournament, and that's part of the reason I like them as America's team. But also, they're the freaking Kings. They never win anything. It's been forever since they've been this good. The light the beam thing is the corniest, stupidest thing in the world. I swear the Columbus Blue Jackets did this. When I was living in Columbus, I remember there being a massive light that would shine from Nationwide Arena. I think that might have just been that if there was a game on, or there was a game going on inside the arena, I think they had like a big beam. I don't know if they did it just for wins, so maybe the Kings did invent that, but whatever. It's the dumbest thing in the world, and yet it works, and I can't get enough of it. I love seeing it. I love seeing the owner be very weird as he's putting his hands over
like right on top of. Yeah.
They have a team full of likable guys, and they play fast. They score a ton of points. I don't know. Is that fair to? Because if I was thinking about America's team, I did process of elimination because like Kings were very obviously number 1 to me, but then I was trying to think of who could knock them off.
Yeah.
And I went process of elimination that I thought if you have won a title in the last 10 playoffs, I don't think you can be America's team. So that takes the Warriors out, the Cavs are out, the Bucks are out, the Lakers are out. The Heat were technically 10 years ago, 2013. I think they can be.
They're too publicly relevant because of the big three were there. Like they're too well known by the public. Kick them out, and then kick both of the New York teams out too because they're New York teams.
I was gonna say I think the whole Northeast in general can't be America's team. I think Philly's out. I think both New York teams. I think Boston's out.
Boston's definitely out. Too relevant.
You're not getting the rest of America to cheer for any team in the Northeast. Yeah. It's just not happening.
I would say it's probably between the Kings and the Bucks, just because people seem to like the Bucks because they're Midwest nice or whatever.
Yeah, but the Bucks, I think the Bucks having won the title makes it. So then I made a list of the extremely hateable guys on the team, which the Grizzlies I think are the most hated team with Morant and Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bane. Like they're so easy to hate for people. The Timberwolves with Rudy Gobert, I don't think anybody's rooting for. The Suns with CP3 and Durant. And even Devin Booker, Devin Booker is sneaky. I like him still, I think, but like he's not hateable. He's just sneaky. Like, let's look up in 5 years and reevaluate how likable Devin Booker is. The jury's still out at times. We talked about Trae Young and the Hawks. I think a lot of people hate him. I don't hate him, but I think that's a hard sell to say that Trae Young and the Hawks should be America's team. So it really just leaves like the Kings, the Nuggets, the Clippers. That's about it. I think we named like every other team of the. Are the Nuggets? Can you be America's team if your two best players aren't American?
That's what I was gonna bring up is
Serbian and Canadian with Jamal Murray.
I think it's the.
I don't know.
I just like. I think that the whole aspect of them being like cringe or whatever, like the beam is cringeworthy. That rarely works towards winning a championship. Like I think like the early 2000s Angels had like the rally monkey is what I think.
The rally monkey, yeah.
Like that was
the Ted
great.
Lasso believe sign that you're slapping. It's like, all right, we get that's cool.
It works.
That's cute.
When
but
you have like a young, scrappy underdog. Like I think a lot of people that don't watch a ton of NBA are like, what are the Kings? Because they haven't been relevant in 15 plus years.
Right. And then you watch them, and you watch that Warriors game, which by the way, I should have said this at the top. We're recording this before the game's on Monday. So game 2 is happening tonight. I'm going to go ahead and predict it was a ton of fun and a lot of points were scored. There you go. That's the recap. But yeah, the you watch them play against the Warriors, and they're up and down, and their offense is incredible, and it's just a high scoring. Like that game was so fun. Like everybody, that seemed to be the game that captured America's attention the most of all these early series in terms of just like the most fun series. And yeah, part of it is the big bad Warriors versus the team that's right down the road that is in the smaller market that is in freaking Sacramento and has all the corny shit like you said, and they got like the whole vibe of the fans is they have that like small market energy of like they're just rallying behind the team in a way that the big markets don't until they think they have a title, until it's the NBA Finals or they have a team that's capable of winning the title. The Kings fans aren't there to win the title. They're just there to like win. They're there to see one game won against the Warriors. And then once that happens, they're like, that was cool. Let's hopefully win another one. And that's all they're really asking for right now. And that's hard not to cheer for if you're a neutral fan. So I think the Kings are America's team.
It's interesting.
I think it's pretty clear.
That like they're very similar to like the Oakland Athletics fan base. Like they suck currently. And their stadium sucks, and there's no reason to go to games. But when they put together like the winning streak that they do once every 5 years to sneak them into a wild card, somehow there's now thousands and thousands of athletics fans finally like banging down the door into this. Like, where did all these people come from? That they're all diehard athletics fans when they have like 3,000 people at a game in April. It's like the Kings Arena is rocking all of a sudden.
I want some investigative journalism done. Jake Marsh is the big J. I think we have at Barstool. I think I got to put him on the case. Go investigate how many of these Kings fans used to go to Oracle Arena and cheer on the Warriors as they won NBA titles, and now that the Kings are good,
why would you give up that fandom though to be a Kings fan all of us? Like you have
here's my theory is they were Kings fans during the early 2000s when the Kings were good and would lose to the Lakers, and some would argue were cheated by the Lakers, cheated by the NBA. Then the Kings fall off and the Warriors get good, and I think maybe those Sacramento fans were like, I just want to see good basketball, so they started going to Warriors games, and then the Warriors became not just good, but like a phenomenon we've never seen before, where they set the record for the most wins. Steph is revolutionizing basketball. They're just so freaking fun. And what if that's the reason Oracle Arena was so loud, was because it was actually full of Kings fans that had converted to Warriors fans temporarily. And that's why when you watch those playoffs games with the Warriors back when they were in Oakland and they were playing in Oracle, that place was fucking bonkers, but it was really just Kings fans driving like an hour and a half, however far it is from Sacramento, to go to Oracle Arena. And they brought their energy. And then now that the Kings are competitive again, they've turned their back. And now that the Warriors play in San Francisco, they're like, screw all that. We're back on the Sacramento bandwagon. And that's why Sacramento's loud again. I don't know. I might be onto something. It might just be a bunch of flip-floppers in Northern California. That might be what's going on.
I guess we'll see if the Kings and Warriors meet.